became an entrepreneur here, started Enterprise Grain Company in 16. In 2018, actually, I acquired some inventory and kind of the business aspect from a nearby malter, basically, and so that's where Enterprise Grain Malt essentially was created, which is really just a DBA of Enterprise Grain. So that was really the first entry I had, I guess, into the whole brewery landscape of things, where we were supplying grain to brewers, and still do, of course. And so I was introduced to Justin, who's also an Enid native here, and we started getting together. He was a home brewer, and actually one of his beers that I liked the most was this Amber Ale that's become the Enterprise Amber Ale and our bestseller here at Enid Brewing Company. And we got together and talking about grain and beer and craft beer, and after, I guess, several sessions in his kitchen, drinking his own brew, we thought, you know what, we could put a brewery together, and we did, and Enid Brewing Company, and is what became of it, and I'm sorry. Well, this was actually basically the course of 2018. So we met in 2018. In this building here, we had a little launch party. Something's brewing in downtown Enid. And that was like in July of 2018. And then we opened in St. Patty's Day, so in March of 2019, and so we're coming up here on our 6-month anniversary. So, and you'll see this in our logos as well. Enid Brewing Company is vaguely familiar with Enterprise Grain Malt. It's kind of a similar thing with the beer bottle made out of a head of wheat, essentially. And then Enterprise Grain, which was the original logo from 16. And this is kind of our grain to glass concept, from our grain elevator in Kremlin that's just north of town to the malt, and then now the brewery. So this is where I grew up. It's really the foundation and heritage of this part of the state. I mean, we're in the grain belt ultimately of Oklahoma, so that was another reason we thought this makes a lot of sense. I'm in the grain business. I would like to value add and create niche markets, and when I met Justin, it's like, okay, we've got something here that we can go all the way to the finish line and not just have ingredients that we're trying to convince consumers to be able to utilize, but we have a product that they can enjoy. We're very excited about grain to glass. I think we've realized over time how unique it's made our business model, in fact, and a lot of people, we're using it. It's a foundation of our brand and who we are and how we differentiate in this business. So. We know exactly the products and the varieties and the characteristics of those varieties, and having consistency of our ingredient supply. And then it's also just the whole kind of branding piece and I guess warm feel that it's local. It's truly local. We talk about craft beer as a local product, but we feel when the ingredients are local, and we know the farmers. I mean, we are the farmers, and we would like to build this business beyond Enid Brewing Company as well. That was originally the idea with the Enterprise Grain Malt, and still is to supply not only ourselves, but now that we are making beer out of our product, we can even explain more about the characteristics of our grain, and we're supplying brewers throughout the state as well as distilleries as well. We take our grains out to my cows, so I put them in the back of my pickup. Justin tells me, hey, we got a new batch, take them out, feed them to my cows, and it's just kind of a neat full circle deal. And we hope to someday serve the beef, of the grains that we're speaking, here at the brewery. So downtown has a lot of charm and a lot of history, and we think with what we're trying to do with craft brewery and be kind of an iconic place for people to come, that being here downtown is a great location. And I think across the country there's kind of a Main Street revival in some ways, where older buildings are being refurbished. People like to be in an old building and kind of tie, the now into history. And in this building here, same deal. It was a 1900 Masonic temple. We heard that Amelia Earhart, when she came to Enid, actually had lunch upstairs, and and it's been a shoe factory, it's been a car place, it's been a grocery store. The Eagle News, or maybe the Enid News and Eagle's predecessor long ago, was printed here, and just all these kind of neat things that make the building charming. Live music tonight, and we're trying to really be the home of live music and good entertainment also, not just good artists. And Enid community's been great. We have Vance Air Force Base out here. We have a lot of the Vance crowd that comes in here. They're from all over the country, of course. They're used to breweries. They understand this maybe more than everyone else in Enid does. But there's with all breweries, there's an education, especially in the smaller towns. But we're like 50,000 people here, and We tie also in a lot of our farmer customers and base. My mom's back here. She's in the crop insurance business and has been for a long time. And, people that my late father worked with. And they love being able to come here and think that, they actually produced some of the ingredients that are in these beers. And so we're trying to connect, both the city community as well as the ag community around. So our bestseller, like I was saying, is the Enterprise Amber Ale, but we've got a lot of different things. We've got, a porter. Everything's made here, of course. A strong ale, a Kolsch that we've just reintroduced. A stout that we'll bring back as it gets colder, temperatures at least. I think which we're all looking forward to. What else we got? We've got a cream ale. We're trying to just gauge the audience too. I mean, from Tulsa to here, it's different, and just depending. So we're trying to fill people out. We're doing some kind of fruit infused. So we've got a blueberry cream ale. We got a Pastimes Pale Ale, which was an old restaurant. Actually, it was Napoli's where you had dinner. It used to be called Pastimes. So again, trying to connect things with what's going on here locally. And just in terms of bitterness, I guess. I mean, it just it really depends on the crowd. A lot of the guys out at Advance can handle a little bit more, but we're still experimenting. I mean, the last few months have kind of been just a judge of what people are interested in. And so I would say alcohol content, we range from our Hefeweizen, I forgot about that. That's one of our most popular. And a Red Dirt Wit, which is like a Belgian wit beer, ranging from 4 all the way up to like 10%. So we've got a pretty decent range. And we try to keep about 10 beers on the menu all the time. Yep. And just rotating them. And, we love it. We put things on the menu, we take them off the menu. People demand they come back, and that's all part of it. And what's great about here, we're creators. Craft beer is an artistry, right? So it's neat because we can actually experiment and try different flavors and different ingredients and see how it comes off. And most recently, actually on our just kind of a homebrew 5-gallon batch, we made a controlled burn, we call it. So it's actually a dark wheat beer that people have just loved it. So we made a full batch of it. And so, we do things like that.